Hello, my name is Tyler, and I did not travel back through time and screw up everything. But somehow, through all my journeys, we have the Flashpoint Podcast. Welcome to the Flashpoint Podcast. I am Tyler, and with me is...
It's Phil.
And Zach.
That's right. The three of us are back, and we are not screwing up the timeline.
You know, this really shows our what we think of this season.
I like this season, but this episode really, I really didn't enjoy it.
See, and I enjoyed it for different reasons. Mm-hmm. No spoilers, but I enjoyed it that it was a little bit of a different episode. It kind of broke up a lot of the routine that we've been stuck in, and we got some more background on our characters. Can we just say we finally saw Cisco's apartment, and it's dope?
And am I wrong, or is that Wally's apartment from Flashpoint?
It probably is.
Probably, yeah.
But I was like, wow, we finally get to see... I mean, remember in season 1, we saw Barry's apartment like one time?
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, wow, Cisco actually lives somewhere other than Star Labs.
Yeah, so we got some good backstory, but we also got some stupid backstory, which we'll talk about when we get to it.
I think that we'll get into it, but I think this episode had an agenda.
Yeah,
and I'm very confused by this agenda.
Oh no, I'm not.
Well, some of it.
Yeah, so Barry's living with Cisco and driving him up the wall, driving him crazy.
I wish I had Barry up here making me breakfast.
I was just about to say, I would let someone drive me crazy by keeping my place clean.
Hey, you don't have to clean then.
Yeah, no. At one point when I see and I'm calling him Hipster Wells till we leave. I forgot for like a second that it was a drumstick, and I thought he was waving around him. I'm like, why is he holding a magic wand? Because he only had one of them.
Yeah, there was a twin. I was like, he's just gonna cast a spell, Harry Potter style. Just
Oh, that'd be funny if Julian just walked in and he waved it at him like a magic wand, like abracadabra.
Oh my gosh, just HR Wells. I mean, I like the coffee scene. You can tell Tom Cavanaugh's having fun, though. We're like, I got you. And he's like giving everybody their coffee. And we learned something very cool about Caitlin. She has a mom. Wow.
And I looked up this action. My computer had to reboot, so I don't have it in front. I was trying to look up her name, but she's got a couple of interesting IMDb notes. Like, she voiced Mystique in a couple of X-Men games.
Huh.
Nice.
And do you guys remember the Seinfeld episode where he couldn't remember her name?
Yes!
That's her.
That's Malva. Ah!
Wow.
Nice.
And apparently she's got recurring role on TV. Well, she seems like she's got a pretty good pedigree of acting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's right. I just seen her recently because I was like, where else have I seen her more recent?
I mean, she's got so much stuff that's just the points. You know what I mean? That's just the bullet points of her acting. Oh, and she played Priscilla in an Elvis movie in the 80s.
Sweet.
and here she's playing Caitlin's mom, who is very cold.
Did anyone catch the different last name?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wrote in my notes here, is Caitlin's last name actually Snow? Or did she take, like, I was thinking, did she change it because of who her mother is?
Or did the mother change her last name after her husband died and went back to her maiden name?
Yeah, there's so many different names.
That was the other thought. Her going to see her mom, that was interesting. She's like, I mean, it was awesome. Probably some of the best just scene of Caitlin. She's like, Mom, and she just slams her hand down.
Mm-hmm.
And just starts.
Funny. I think it's a lot of it's probably acting, but it's like I believe it. There's actually ice coming out of her, and that's not easy to do. You know, I'm like believing it.
Yes.
And the thought I had, it's probably not true, but I mean, Caitlin's mother could have been dead. They could have had a better relationship, but Flashpoint could have messed that up too.
Yeah, it's something that we've never addressed.
Actually, we have.
Did we?
Yeah, barely. It's when she goes to Earth 2 and meets Killer Frost. Because they said...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Because
That's all we got,
Killer
though.
Frost had a brother.
Ooh, I wonder if wait, did Caitlin have a? Caitlin said she didn't have one in this universe, right? Okay.
Unless Flashpoint messed that up, which could be. But what is Caitlin like hoping to accomplish, like helping with her mom? Because
it's not really clear if she wants to cure or control.
Yeah,
it looks like she wants to cure it.
And I think part of her, she wants, like, for lack of a better term, she wants her mother. Like, she's scared. And her mom,
like she said, she could have addressed the science on her own. It's like her mother didn't understand. But I gotta say, I like the stuff with her mother because, especially this being the CW, this could have so gone a bad way. With she could have been such a caricature. But again, Susan Waters did a great job as her, and I think I was quite happy with that aspect of the show.
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm just wondering if the mother's going to try to give herself the same powers, and that way we get an evil Killer Frost, and Caitlin can remain like a hero.
I keep thinking what her name's going to be.
I like that
because she obviously can't call herself Killer Frost if she, and that is one thing I will say every week till they reveal where it's going to go. They better not have her become like a bad guy. I don't even care if it's for a second. Because you cannot build someone for 2 seasons as this much. I mean, she's not even she is obviously a purely good person. If you want to have her slowly descent, that can work. But you can't just have the switch. The reference I will always use is Sleepy Hollow and Katrina. Good one second, evil the next. They literally did it like that.
Unless the powers are driving her crazy and Barry has to make some kind of deal with alchemy to take her powers away or something.
That I can live with. If like the powers drive her a little, like she can't control it, kind of fine. But don't just have her. I'm evil now.
I know.
Well, like I was kind of think back, like they're not really addressing if she had powers in Flashpoint, or if because of Barry changing the timeline, she has powers now, or they're just manifesting. Like because like when Alchemy gave Magenta powers, it was like she had 2 personalities. Because it was the 2 different timelines. So we haven't addressed how Caitlin's getting her powers.
I'm pretty sure.
We don't know if she had it in Flashpoint. We know she had it in Earth too.
Yeah. Exactly. And they said like the dark matter affects people differently, and sometimes they show up later. And
I'm pretty sure it was Flashpoint, because I think when she was telling her mom that her powers have been manifesting for months now, and according to Barry,
Tyler.
Yeah, I'm the one with the beautiful wife and child now. Life is good.
I was gonna say, did anyone else think that the scene where Caitlin's talking to, was it Niles? Is that his name?
Oh, I didn't get the assistant's name. I'd have to look it up.
And she was trying to leave, and he came in and was like basically forcing her to stop, and she like kind of attacked him. And then her mom came in. Did anyone else get the feeling that maybe that was a setup?
Oh, I thought that definitely. Although it's kind of funny because what was that guy's? If it wasn't a setup, what was his end game?
I want to be free from your mother, so I'm going to force you to do what I want.
Even though I have absolutely no weapons, and we made it very, very clear you have frost powers, and your mother kind of owns the building.
I know.
I don't know if it was a setup from her mother, because her mother is smart. I don't think she'd like. I think it was. That's the one aspect I feel like because this wasn't the A storyline, they had the other storyline with the monster. This felt kind of, even though I liked it, it felt a bit rushed.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
It's like I'm an evil assistant.
Yeah, I think we're getting a big 2 episodes from now. We're getting a big Killer Frost episode. It's the Kevin Smith one titled Killer Frost. So.
Well, at least he'll, even when I have problems with Kevin Smith, I believe he'll do Killer Frost due diligence. I keep thinking of Justice League Unlimited, the scene where Luthor meets I don't think they call themselves the Legion of Doom, but it's Grodd, whatever. And he's like, that's Killer Frost is here. Well, she just likes killing people. I'm curious to see where he'll go with Killer Frost, because, like I said, this is the good version.
Mm-hmm.
But but again, it did feel kind of rushed it did feel like a setup, but I think the mother's setup would be better than that. So I'm not sure if they're going somewhere, or if that was just a plot device, and this is what's probably more like, just so they can have the mother go, "I know you're not a killer."
Well, I mean, remember they said something about her DNA could revolutionize everything that they're working on at the lab.
Yeah, but I don't think her mother is cold, but they established why she's cold. I don't think she'd sacrifice her daughter for her research. They didn't establish her as that kind of character.
Not yet.
Exactly, we'll see. I'm going by just this episode.
So other people that were in this episode.
We all have to talk about storylines.
Barry.
Oh God.
Real quick thing about Barry. Does anyone remember like when he appeared in Arrow, how he was a CSI assistant?
He is? No, he's just a guy who runs really fast and has other people figure out his problems.
And then like when he was there, they're like, "You're just a CSI assistant, a junior CSI." And then when the Flash series starts, he's a full CSI. Just saying, little. I was thinking about that little thing they tweaked, but I like the idea of Barry trying to shadow Julian, and I like that we got some depth to Julian's character.
I have some thoughts on this. Like, for one thing, and this is something you kind of address in superhero shows. Is technically Julian makes a lot of really accurate and good points here. Even though Julian can be a bit of a jerk, really, when you're a CSI and you work for the police, you shouldn't be able to just leave whenever you want. It's like, I got a thing I got to go to, so you guys take care of this dead body and see ya.
I won't spoil the ending yet, but I think this is the agenda of this episode. I think this episode was meant to humanize Julian and get people to like him more. So then either he's going to be Alchemy, or like Alchemy might be like the version of him from Flashpoint who comes back and either kidnaps or kills him and takes his place.
We talked about this when we thought what's-his-face rival was. We thought for a second he was Alchemy because he heard Alchemy's voice. Mm-hmm. But I think they could be, because like I said, either Julian's Alchemy or he's a red herring. It's going to be one or the other.
Well, I think it's the trope they use every season. Season 1, it was Eobard masquerading as Wells. He got Barry's trust, and he became Barry's mentor, and then he betrayed him. Season 2 was Hunter Zolomon pretending to be Jay Garrick, became friends with him, and then betrayed him. So it's going to be the same thing. He's going to become friends with Julian, and he's going to find out he's the big bad villain.
But I think what it could be is that because we talked about this with the rival, is because in the storyline there was a dual personality thing. It could be that Julian's Alchemy and he doesn't know it. I got that because it was when he was talking about his feelings towards Meta that I'm really thinking, oh God, it's another Alchemy tease. But like I said, if he's Alchemy, I bet that's where they're going.
That probably is
a cool idea.
I think they did something like that in the comics for a while, where he had like a split personality kind of thing.
Didn't they do? I think they also did that with that really weird, not the Superman Eradicator. There was that other Eradicator who was a Flash villain who didn't know he was. Like he could, or something like that. I'd have to read. It was a golden.
But with Julian, I like that we got the depth. We got to see him. Why he like takes his job so seriously, about the whole thing that his family is wealthy and well-to-do in England. They address that he's English.
Yeah. And then he talked about how he went to this school and there was a kid with a scar on his forehead and everyone liked him instead of him. It was just a whole big thing. I'm going to be making Harry Potter jokes the whole season. I don't care. But he actually makes a good point about the cops. It's like, we've kind of touched upon this. Like, what happened to the metahuman task force? And it's like, it's true the Flash helped, but he can't be at every. I want to see more cases where the cops actually handle it without Flash. Obviously, there are metas that they need the Flash for, but some metas the cops should. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Oh, and I agree. And I like what Julian was saying. Like, why is it that everyone who got powers decides to do it evil? They always turn bad.
We've actually talked about that. We want more good metas. Where the frick is Pied Piper?
Yeah. I mean, well, crap. Dang it. We know that Barry fixed and Pied Piper was good when he tweaked the time in season 2 for like the dumbest episode of season 2. But now he did Flashpoint. What'd you do now, Barry? But I mean, Barry.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool if they showed Piper hanging out with Wally a lot, because that's when he was good. Is when Wally was the Flash.
We need more good metas. That's one thing the show's lacking, and because that's one thing. I remember again, Justice League Unlimited. I like how obviously they can't do that here, but it'd be great when when in Justice League Unlimited, although it was the Wally was Flash, they had Trickster be this guy who's not that bad. He's still a silly.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, "Are you off your meds?" And yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
He's like, and Orion's like, "What are we gonna do about him?" And Flash is like, "Oh, turn yourself in later. You got me again, Flash." And side note, that was Mark Hamill doing the voice, of course.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But
I do like that in this universe.
Yeah.
There is no other fast food place other than Big Belly Burger.
In any universe.
Yeah, in any universe. Like, it's the only, like, it's like, has the market covered on fast food. It's like, this is the only, like, they have a they have the patent on what fast food can be.
On a burger.
Because Iris and Barry's quick lunch, Big Belly Burger. Of course it is.
Now here's something about the monster in this. Now, okay, first thing. You guys
We're getting there. Don't rush. Don't go rush.
Are we moving towards the monster? Are we still talking about okay. And you guys know DC more than me, but I could have sworn I've seen this monster somewhere in other DC stuff, like the two arm, well, the double arm thing, and I swear I've seen that type somewhere.
To me, it looked like, I put my notes first. It looked like it was something from a J.J. Abrams movie, but it looked like they retweaked maybe their model for the White Martians.
Because I know I've seen John Jones in cartoons turn into something that looks like that, and other things too.
Because to me, it looked a lot like the White Martians.
Yeah,
depending on which version. If anyone, if anyone knows, mail the show, because I'm sure I've seen that alien in DC Comics. Another thing about it is, I understand, big spoiler layer of what we find out about the monster, but shouldn't there have been more signs? Like, hey, anyone notice how there's absolutely no footprints?
Damage. I kept like, why is there no damage? Like, it's terrorizing, but there's no damage.
Yeah, the only damage was like cars crashing into each other and stuff like that.
Which kind of works for the idea, you know. Like
it did blow out like power lines and stuff. That's because of what it was. Yeah. And oh my god! And just Wells is getting on my nerves. Triangulate. Yeah, I can't triangulate with this computer.
I want to. There's something I definitely want to say. This about this hipster Wells. This storyline, and that's what his name is to me. This storyline makes no sense because the way they're going with this is like what they do when an actor has to go do something, or even get, like, say an actor has to do another job, an actor is pregnant, has to go have their kid and come back. And if it wasn't actually Tom Cavanaugh doing the role, that's what I would say was happening here.
What, that Tom Cavanaugh was pregnant?
Exactly. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, the way they're using, this is like a filler character, but it's a filler character being played by the actor, so there's no reason to do it.
Yeah, it's like they have a filler character for Tom because they can't figure out what to do with him at the moment.
Or it would be fun. I think the saving grace, the one saving grace could be they keep this going. Like, we meet another Wells. Like, I want to meet the steampunk Wells.
Yeah, I'm like, why did they keep this Wells after he revealed like what he was? It's like it didn't make any sense.
He wants to
go back.
Let's just talk about that now. He wants to be their muse. I'm sorry, what?
He's the idea man.
Here in my notes it says, Wells is an idiot. Just flat out, he's an idiot.
Yeah, it's like...
I'm more curious who his partner is. He said his partner was kind of the brains. I want to know who his partner was.
Oh, it'd be awesome if it was like Tina McGee or something.
That's what I was thinking. Like, because they're like, yeah, my partner figured it out, and I was the idea man. I'm a novelist, and I'd be like, that's it, you're going back.
But this is what we were talking about last week. They just accepted him without, like, any kind of test or whatever. It's just, there's absolutely no reason to keep him there. I mean, what is he possibly going to do? And then they had that stupid red herring about the novel, like, they suspect nothing. I'm like, oh, God. When he said that, I knew he wasn't evil, because I'm like, this is a red herring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was funny, though, just because you're just kind of like, you get that one moment of, not again.
I mean, does it have to be a version of Wells? I mean, they can't bring over like another version of Cisco or
Stein.
Or someone? Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know. I think it's
gotta be Tom Cavanaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
somehow with all the time travel, sorta.
I did say we had a. I mean, and
he's like, stop reverse engineering.
I do like how when they realize the monster's a hologram, they're like, okay, we got to tell the cops. Okay, Barry, you go and tell them. It's like, couldn't you guys call them and be faster? No, you got to run over. And so you can.
It's more dramatic.
Yeah,
cops might not answer their phone.
You can dramatically catch a bullet. I just felt the explanation was such a letdown. It's just a kid. just scaring people. I did like how the kid's like, what's happening now? I just want to. If this was let me tell you something. If this was a cable show, Joe would have said, "What the you think is gonna happen? You're going to jail, you idiot!"
No, see, I didn't mind that it was just a kid, because the kid story went with it's what kind of caused Julian to open up, because Julian almost shot.
Yeah, it was a plot device.
Exactly, that's what I said. That's their agenda. That's why I think he is Alchemy, or his double is Alchemy now, because this whole episode, at least that part of it, was to humanize him, get the audience on his side, get maybe a friendship started with him and Barry, and then boom, he's going to be Alchemy, or his split personality is going to be Alchemy.
Well, I just think it's going to be, because it explains why it could be he hates men, and even he doesn't really know why. It's because he doesn't know he's Alchemy.
I just found it refreshing to not have this is the big bad, this is the meta of the week. It was just kind of a different step. Mm-hmm. There was something going on, but allowed the characters to be more character centric and not so much focused on the villain. So I mean, like I said, it wasn't perfect, but I actually liked it. It was a nice reprieve from a lot of the other stuff that we've gotten.
And I just felt the monster. I mean, it was the whole monster thing was just a plot device for Julie, and I was more invested in Caitlin's relationship with her mother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole thing with it was the monster was just, oh, there it is. Oh, it disappeared. Oh, let's try to stop it. Oh, where'd it go?
And there was no reports of anyone around the monster going, it kind of flickered. Oh, it's a hologram.
At one point they thought it was going invisible.
That's funny. The whole time I was trying to figure out what DC character could be like that, and it's just a freaking hologram.
At first I thought, oh wait, he's in jail. I was like, well, wait, is it like, oh, you know who someone said online said it was? Someone was like, oh, maybe it's Abracadabra.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah, making this big illusion, and
Yeah.
I want to see a Wells from another Earth that's a sorcerer.
Or an alchemist.
Ooh. I cannot even fathom where again, if this was a different actor, then I can understand. Like, oh, Tom Cavanaugh's got to go do something else, but this is still Tom Cavanaugh, so I don't understand it.
He just wanted an exercise and just doing weird stuff.
What it makes me think of? It doesn't really apply to. It just reminds me. I remember Data from Next Generation. He said he was so happy. All the other parts he got to Data's brother, different. It's just the creator difference, because he said Data is a fun character, but it was so one-dimensional. And that's when it's like this is where they're going with it, though. It's like hipster Wells.
I just wonder if they're doing that because I wonder if they needed to get rid of Earth 2 Wells for a while, because maybe the actress who plays Jesse had to go do something, so they didn't want to have to explain why Earth 2 Wells was here and Jesse wasn't.
You know what's something I was thinking about, and I feel like it's just off the hand, is that Wells went all that trouble to fight Zoom and made all that meta-detecting stuff, and now his daughter's a meta-human.
Yeah.
And he's got, and of course, his name's Jesse Quick. I don't know how that's going to work on Earth 2.
Thank you. I said that last time. I was like, it's like if his name was Barry Flash. Like, oh, thank you, Barry Flash. Like, you're using your real name in your name, like in your superhero name.
He's like, I spell it with an I.
How about Wells on Earth 2 perfect cloning and just clone himself and send that over here? Or there's no way to make a time paradox where Barry can go back in time and steal Wells before Eobard and make some sort of paradox so they can have the original real Wells that we've only seen in one episode when he got killed?
Maybe Tom Cavanaugh just has it in his contract and he gets to play like a different version every season.
There's got to be something more to this character.
Yeah, he's going to die. He's going to die a martyr. But
I could see that.
But how about Alchemy could be, what major character came back this episode that we haven't seen all season? That's right, Captain Singh.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say major character, but
I know. We've had him referenced, but we haven't seen him, and he made an appearance.
Okay,
just
now,
to kind of do a half reprimand.
Before Flashpoint, he was injured, right? Or was that before the other? See, I get things mixed up. It'd be funny if he lost his. Well, not funny, but imagine if he lost his husband or something because of Flashpoint.
Yeah. he's just one of those characters that I don't know, like I can't remember the term, but it's you start out with a character and then they serve their purpose, but then after a while, like there's no purpose for them.
Is that a MacGuffin?
No, because it's not the MacGuffin's more of the object for the plot.
MacGuffin, plot device.
He's just anymore like they don't really need the captain as much. He just kind of sideline.
Machina.
He's just Barry and Joe's boss.
Yeah.
No real.
It's like they kept almost going somewhere with him, but never did.
Yeah, they can just throw him off to the side, like, oh, Singh said this. Like, I mean, remember when Barry gets back from Flashpoint, he's like, Captain Singh's back? You know? So, like, we didn't even have to see him, just he was referenced.
He's basically scenery. Like, if they're at the police station, he Singh's there.
Can't he sing anywhere?
Oh.
There you go, Phil. You're getting slow, Phil.
One thing I did like is like when Wally called HR out and was like, "You're a con man."
Yes.
it's like, am I? They're all just like, yeah.
I was waiting for HR to go. Exactly. Wait. Because he doesn't even seem like he's not even like a good idea man. Because it just seemed like everything like Cisco and then would throw out. He'd be like, yes, do that.
I don't know whether I don't know. I think it's pointless. We'll see if they prove me wrong. But yeah, overall for this episode, I don't know. The monster story was a complete plot device to get to know Julian, but it's kind of dumb because we know it either has to be he is alchemy and he doesn't know it, or he's not alchemy. It's a complete red herring. Now, the storyline with Caitlin Mother, I completely liked. It felt rushed because it had to share the episode. But other than that, I really liked how they resolved it or started to. And her storyline, I think where they're going to go with Caitlin, because I like her in the show so much. I like the character. I just hope they do her right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Caitlin stuff. Everything else, I was just like, I really didn't like this episode.
It was, I mean, we also learned that Joe needs a date.
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that. Can't they just have them say, I haven't gone on a date since, because I focused on you guys? That's like a 2-second line, everyone would be like, oh, yeah, that's true.
It's overused, but it works.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't know. Or is he going to start dating her and then she gets killed or something by alchemy?
Oh, she is alchemy. She is alchemy.
Listen, I think Joe is forgetting the true love of his life, the woman who lives in Barry's old house, Miss Brandy. She makes the special drinks. I think it's unfair the way he just brushed her off.
She needs to come back. I'm still waiting for it. Anyone else waiting for the flashback where we get to meet Grandma Esther? And she's just cooking up a storm in the kitchen. That's what I'm waiting for.
Oh, here's a small thing. Here's a small thing that hit me. Just I think when Cisco and Caitlin were like on the set of they had a speed lab. Was that the pipeline? Like, did Flashpoint take out the pipeline and put in the speed lab?
That's a good thought because we haven't seen the pipeline this season yet.
Yeah, because I don't think they've locked anyone up. They've sent them all to jail.
That's something to keep our eyes out for, Phil. Good job.
It's a good thing because the pipeline didn't really, and we all said a ton of times it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that way they don't have to explain the whole toilet thing. They can just they ship them off.
They never did.
Yeah.
Venice don't use the bathroom. We all know this.
No, it's like Pleasantville. There isn't one.
Oh.
I think that's everything, my friend.
I think so.
I think we've covered it pretty well.
All right. Well, did you love or hate the the holographic dinosaur? Love the Caitlin stuff.
Was that the real runaway dinosaur?
Let us know. Email us flasharrowpodcast@gmail.com. Our Facebook, you can find us either Legends of DC Podcast or Flashpoint Podcast. Our Twitter is @Legends of DC Pod and @Flashpoint_SMG. And Tyler, where can people find you?
You can find me on Krypton Report here on Southgate Media or @JTY Patrick on Twitter or anything else, and pretty much Krypton Report anywhere else too. We're talking Superman, Supergirl, everything with Kryptonians. And Zach, what about you?
Well, you can always find me on Twitter, Interim Insanity, and you could have found me on Critter Tom Report, but my schedule didn't allow it. So you can always find me on Facebook. And for those of you living in the Rhode Island area, don't forget to check out Rhode Island Comic Con. I'll be there all 3 days trying to meet tons of celebrities.
And as for me, you can always email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp. You can find me here on Legends of DC right here, and on Queen Consolidated with Lilith, Before the Bat, and I'm all over the Nuff Said podcast right now.
So pretty much, if you tune into a Southgate Media podcast, you're probably going to hear Phil's voice. Or someone reference Phil.
And if you read my journals, you'll find pictures of Phil with a little out of respect for okay.
Well, thank you for listening there, Flash fans, and remember, tune in next week to see what kind of craziness that we get as we run through the Speed Force, change the timeline, reset history, and just pretty much screw up everything. So, from all of us here at Flashpoint, adios.